Uh, well, that was not right. Refresh. Everybody refresh. I'm back. Uh, you know what? You know what? We're doing it manually. Okay, that was wrong. We are back now. Hold on. We're gonna manually, manually extra very large. Manually. So there you go. Uh, a good thing. There's nothing terribly important going on in the background because all you can see is me, which is really the important part, if if we're honest. But uh, yeah, luckily we have no scuff here at all. Scuff scuff is not a real thing. Everybody believes that. So, uh, so yeah, welcome to the stream. It just started. There has been definitely no stream before this, nothing at all, and don't worry about it. Can be big, destroys it. Yeah, that's what happened. Uh, man, how did I ever stream before I had a stream deck? Honestly, I I don't know. Got a Marine Corps ad before the stream came back. You're already a Marine? Are you supposed to double enlist? Yes. You've already sold your soul to the government. Just do it again. Like, you know that time that you could be using sleeping? Just be another Marine during that time. I just canceled myself. Apparently that's what happened. Right when I came into the stream, what button did I push? I was trying to figure out what hotkey I had set to extra bigify myself for the redeem, and instead I pressed the hotkey to end stream because my stream deck, you can see it in the corner here, it is not on or plugged in because I have ended every task on my computer that is not required, absolutely required for streaming, because my computer is trying to just go down the sewer slide. Computer fighting back. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's happening. Although it's not fighting very much. It's it's fighting to stay alive at this point. Did I hear you earlier? Careful with P-38. You're in the slide. Cracked with American Eagle ammunition. I do not have a P-38, but one day when I get one, I will keep that in mind. I wish I had it. Oh, you're probably seeing this back here. This is I'm just going on a limb. This is a Beretta 1951, not a P38. Although the handles do kind of look the same. The one next to it, this little one. This is also not a P38. This is also a Beretta. We've got all Berettas on the table today. Hold on. There you go. So this is a Beretta Minx, the Tipo Flaubert, Tipo Flaubert, the 950B. A little itty bitty tiny guy. It's because it's aware of its coming replacement. You know what? I didn't want to replace it. I didn't want to replace the computer. That's expensive. But I had to because it started dying. So it should have done better, and we wouldn't be in this predicament in the first place. Small girl, Minx, clearly a girl. I mean, there's Minx the streamer, right? The flesh tuber, just absolutely just femcel degenerate. 92 FS was your first handgun. Love it to death. The 92s and the M9 series, fantastic guns. I need to get an M9 at some point. I at one point at a gun show, I picked up some really cool M9 like wood grips with like a little like inlaid medallion kind of thing. Very neat. And now I need a gun to go with them at some point. Bonk? Who's why are we being bonked? This is unreasonable. All right, I think time is up for extra large. Let me scoot back over here. Mm-hmm. There you go. That's about where I belong. Nerdy Sakura. Cutie High. Also count. Wow. Who is this my stream? No, it's not. Oh, okay. Hello, Nerdy Sakura. Welcome. How's it going? You're stumbling around an empty room, and now I'm here. It's because empty rooms are the best. I might be proud. You got into Honkai, and you got into a gotcha anime game. Isn't Honkai the gotcha anime game? I guess there's also Genshin. Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin Impact. I've not actually played Honkai Star Rail. I've played a little Genshin, but I don't know. There's many waifus and husbandos in there. All the waifu references. Hello, welcome. Thank you for the raid. How's it going? What were you doing? Oh, hold on. We gotta manually shout out now too. There we go.
uh, graphing things out before with some little measurement lines and whatnot.
Speaking
So
of
just rehaving
waifus,
it.
go right. Yeah,
But
speaking of
whatever, I wasn't like
waifus,
planning on this thing going
all
so
the
hard. I was
waifu
just looking for something to
references.
paint one day. Yeah, yeah.
Were you doing some art?
I mean, it's not looking too bad. I'm just like
Drawing some attractive
trying to figure
women.
out how I handle the rest of it.
Writing into an ad. Rip. Oh, I can't even tell when ads are happening now because I because I don't have all my stuff running. Not this time. Not drawing the wham this time. What were you even doing? Coding? Oh, I my deepest condolences. I used to do that. If I had kept doing that, I would be making much more money than I am now. But fortunately, I have the will to live now. Unlike people who code. This is a joke for legal reasons. Curious, am I playing games tonight? I am not, because that would just destroy my computer. My computer's already running much too hard for what is going on right now. Have I seen the SWAT team game and the Gray Zone game? I have not. Legal reasons? Homework problems. Homework. Gross. Imagine giving money to institutional education. It couldn't be me. I could play Star Rail. Sorry, you're an addict. I think I literally could not play it right now. I think it would blue screen my computer. My computer is dying. It's, it's big ripperoni. Didge. SWAT team game, Ready or Not. Oh yeah, I've seen Ready or Not. I've not played it. I've watched other people play it though. You could give money to education, or you could buy a gun. Exactly. Clearly, we have no idea where my money went. Someone just spent it all though. It was me. I spent it this time on a new computer. My PC is worse than yours. Yeah, like last week, uh, I think it just like way overheated. It just fried a bunch of it, and now it barely does anything. I can run games if I turn them all the way down and I don't have anything else open. So, if I closed, Spotify, uh, model, stream, if I closed OBS, and then I can run a game. Uh, but until then, rip, no game. Gun 11 times out of 10. Exactly. And then you get more guns. Those two games look awesome. I should check them out. Yeah, I did. What game was on sale? Insurgency Sandstorm? That one was on sale. I got that one on sale. Obviously, I cannot play it on stream until new computer. But when new computer, that game will happen at some point. Is it the new computer that is currently not working? No, it is the computer that has been existing. I've had this computer for 7-ish years, approximately. So, I mean, it's getting around to the point where, it's to the end of the lifespan of a computer, anyways, but I still wanted it to last longer because now I have to not buy guns for a little bit because I had to spend all my money on a computer. I've been doing maintenance on it, keeping it greased, giving it oil changes. I have. You gotta be sure to oil your computer, uh, because you gotta be sure all the bits are working. Yeah. How do I look stuff up? They must have changed stuff on Twitch. When you click on a category, it shows me everything. Huh? What do you mean? How do you look stuff up? There's the search bar at the top if you want to search for a specific stream or a specific category. Check the hydraulic hoses too. My current one doesn't have any hydraulic hoses. Uh, my new computer I am going to build is going to have some water cooling, which probably should help with the overheating issue that I think led to the downfall of this one. Also, it probably didn't help that. Actually, I still have it here. I had. I can't believe this thing is still here. Um, when I got the computer I have currently, it came with like its own like cooling system for the case, which is why I got this one because I was like, oh, look at this cool case cooling system. And then when I was putting it together, it had a giant fan like on the side. That was kind of the main power of its special cooling system. Um, but when I was putting in my CPU cooler, it was too big and it was hitting the fan. And so I was like, that giant fan that that runs the special cooling system of this case. I don't need that. And here I am, years later, with a computer that killed itself from overheating, with the special fan it was supposed to have not in. Because I am a genius. So if anyone wants a cool fan, uh, I still have it. And any takers? You click on vampire. It shows you all of the games where you're trying to look up vampire theme streamers. Really? I don't know. It looks like it's working for me very slowly. It seems like it's working. It just takes you to a list of all the streamers with vampire as a tag. So I don't. I guess there are a lot of them that are kind of vampire themed. But I don't. I guess it depends on what. I don't know what you were looking for. There are a lot of cool vampire themed streamers though. I don't know, maybe we'll raid one at the end of stream. Find a cool vampire streamer to raid. Yeah, I don't know why it would take you to a list of games when you click on vampire. It should take you to a list of streamers with vampire as tag. Yeah, so I guess well, I'm upgrading computer. Uh, Probably my next upgrade after that. I would like to upgrade my sound setup because currently I just have. Oh, that was creaky sounding. I have mic. You can see the shadow there. Currently my microphone is just Blue Yeti, which nothing wrong with it. It's worked just fine so far. But I crave more. I I need more. I need everybody to be able to hear my voice super crisp and beautiful. Also, guns. Guns are always a thing that money will be spent on. So don't worry about that. I know everyone was very worried since I'm rocking Berettas tonight. Any plans to pick up a PMX? I would love to get a PMX. Um, I, I actually, um, I know one of the sales reps at Beretta. Uh, um, so at some point, uh, I will be getting some more Berettas. Uh, but currently the Berettas in the country that I want. Uh, there is I desperately want the ARX 200. However, it would take an act of God to get an ARX 200. Um, because I've talked to Beretta about it, and on the US market, they are not planning on bringing over the ARX 200. For those who don't know, 308 version of this. Um, because the ARX 100 was such a nightmare for Beretta, uh, it was Beretta's fault. Don't get me wrong. It's Beretta's fault that it was a nightmare. But with the ARX 100, they got a lot of backlash, particularly about the barrel system, because they had originally advertised that they were, quick swap barrel. This does have quick swap barrel. Um, so they were supposed to have a 300 blackout barrel for it, and they got a lot of backlash because they didn't. And so now, because they had to deal with all of that nonsense of their own creation, uh, now they're not going to bring in the ARX 200, which is stupid because I want it, and so they should give it to me. But yes, the PMX, I would like to get one. It is on the long list of things that I want to pick up. What about Beretta's 416? Oh, the NARP? Have reps said if when those are expected to be brought over? Uh, I probably am not allowed to talk about that, so we're not going to. But I do think those guns are super neat, except for the name. They should have called it anything besides the NARP, because that's dumb. But yeah, so I guess the Beretta NARP, it is available for law enforcement. So if you know a police department that wants a Beretta NARP, then I believe they should be able to order them. But that is all there is at the moment. But I don't know, it's neat. I've not shot it. It's definitely, I don't know. It is still kind of an AR based gun. I know it's got a different system in there, but I don't know. It doesn't have me very uh jumping out of my seat in excitement. So it's a when, not an if for civilian sales. Good enough of an answer. Yeah. So I don't know. The Berettas that I want at the moment, I guess current production. There's some old Berettas I kind of like. I want like an old M9 and stuff. The current Berettas, the the PMX, obviously, super neat little sub gun. There is the new straight pull bolt action. Actually, I think it's super neat. Uh, I I don't get excited about bolt actions ever, but the Beretta, what is it, the BRX, something like that. What is it? I want to say BMX, but that is very different. The Beretta BRX, BRX1. That's it. Their straight pull rifle. Um, I think those are super cool. They're a little expensive for me currently, but a straight pull, they've got, I don't know, you can find videos of their reps like just like super quickly just like switching the bolt from left-handed to right-handed, which I don't have any use for, but it's kind of neat. It also has a like a quick detached like cassette style trigger in it that is adjustable from the factory. It's got like three like trigger adjustment settings to change the weight of it, which is super cool. Local gun shop has several of those straight pulls. You think they have them priced at 1.5K? That sounds about right. That yeah, but I think those are super cool. Uh, if I got one of those, they don't come with it, but the 308s and 6.5s, uh, they have basically a little magazine sleeve that you put in, so it can take standard AR-10 mags. So you can have theoretically you can have a straight pull rifle and throw a drum mag for an AR-10 in there, which is this practical? No. Do I care? Also, no. But I don't know. The BRX, I don't know. My biggest issue with it is that it doesn't like I like the operation of it. I like all the mechanicals of it, but it's kind of ugly. If if we're honest, like it's got kind of a cheap looking polymer stock and a bolt action. Like half of the interesting part of a bolt action is the furniture. So I hope that they have more versions of it with like wood furniture and I don't know, better than cheap plastic, which functionally is perfectly fine. But I don't know. What can I say? I'm just a sucker for some nice wood, you know? But I don't know, I guess I just would rather when I'm shooting a gun, I would rather like have the feeling of wood against my face than plastic. You know? You know? It's just different vibe from the whole experience. So there you go. There's my thoughts on current Berettas. Are there any other Berettas that matter right now? There's like 4,000 different models of M9s and 92 whatnots and so much. It is so much it's unreasonable. Um, I guess they've got a new version of the PX4. Oh, I forgot. They finally, Beretta finally made a version of the 92 that doesn't have that stupid slide mounted safety decocker thing. I don't remember what it's called. Frame safety. The Beretta 92 GTS. That's the best part? No. Slide mounted safeties are the worst. I hate them so much. I would rather have a crossbolt safety on a handgun than have a friggin' slide mounted safety. Oh, Stream Deck's still not working. Hold on. Computer, please don't die when you do this. Aha. Ha ha ha. So Beretta does have this now. Um, so, uh, yeah, so, safety, decocker on the 92, usually up here, but that's super inconvenient. It's right in the way of where your hand goes when you're manipulating the gun. And so they moved it down here. Honestly, while it is an improvement, I'm still not a huge fan of it. Um, so you can see, like, clearly it is mounted to the frame, but it's still quite a bit overlapping with the slide. So when I'm manipulating one of these, I'm still running into this all the time, like with my hands, with my fingers. Um, so while it is an improvement in practicality over the horrible slide one. It's still not great. I'm still not gonna buy it. It's an improvement, but not enough of an improvement that I'm gonna buy it. Uh, like if they scooted this down, if they just made this not as giant and chunky, like if you just cut this off right here, just right along the bottom of the slide, no impact on functionality, none at all. But it's just tall for some reason. It just gets in the way. So I think it's neat. I think it's an improvement. Not gonna buy one. If I get an M9 or a 92 at this point, if I was gonna buy one today, I wouldn't get the safety version. I would get the decocker only slide mounted decocker only. The M1911. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I don't remember what that one's deal is. I remember that it exists though. It needs more rail. Yeah, it would look cooler. Just purely aesthetics. Functionally, I don't know if it matters at all. But if they kept the frame going out to the end of the slide, it'd look way better. That would help it as well. The M1911. I don't. I remember that one was supposed to be like some M9 that's like supposed to compete with 1911s. How do you search that one? or is that what the frame mounted one is called? Is that what people are calling that one? I don't remember what the deal is with the Beretta M1911 M911. That's what you call it because the safety level looks like 1911. I don't does it? So got the good old waifu 11 here. Oh no, I can't change my camera. I can't zoom in the camera because got no stream deck. But so 1911 safety right here, right? I just have pretty standard safety on mine. When the safety is down, it is all of the safety is below the line of the slide. So you can have your thumb or your hand, however you want to manipulate this, you can have it right on all of the slide and you don't run into the safety. It's all there. Safety is there. Does not impact function of the gun. However, this Beretta, the safety is up over the slide. Why? Why is this so tall? There's no need for this to be overlapping with the slide up here. Like, I don't know if this is a problem only I have. But when I hold this, when I'm manipulating it, I'm always running into that thing. It's super uncomfortable. How do you avoid the idiot scratch in your 1911 again? I mean, basically, you just be careful. Um, that's kind of a cop out answer. Uh, so my 1911, I did get this used, so it has a little tiny bit of an idiot scratch from the previous owner. So how to avoid that? Some 1911s, when when you have this back to the right spot, some 1911s you can just force it straight down. You don't have to come in from the side or anything. I can do that with this one. Other 1911s are a little stiffer with the the little detent there. So basically, what you do is you come from the side and you just are careful. That's I don't know, the cop out answer really is the answer. So you just as you're putting this in, a lot of people will just like push it all the way in and then just use this curve on the edge of the trigger there or the edge of the trigger. I don't the edge of the frame. They'll use this little angle on the edge of the frame to push that back up. And so as you're putting this in, just don't put it in all the way. Just keep it slightly off the frame as you're rotating it back up. That's about it. You can, I guess if you wanted to, you could probably like put a sticky note right there, like one of those like mini sticky notes. Do I have one? I don't have one. But like a little sticky note or a little piece of paper. You can put that on the frame when you're reassembling it, just to kind of protect it a little bit if you want. But other than that, the answer is just be careful. The cop out answer is the answer. I forgot. I forgot about another product that Beretta should make that I want. So Beretta makes a launcher, a nice 40 millimeter, right? What is it? I think it's the is it the GLX? The Beretta GL. We're just talking about Berettas today. Oh, request blocked. I cannot access Beretta Defense. Why? I've been blocked from their website. Why? Request blocked. What? Why can't I go into Beretta Defense? Fine. Chap's the man. Hello, welcome. What up with the boys? Not much is up right now. Just chilling, chatting. Nice Zatsudan stream because if I also run a game with stream, my computer will probably catch fire. The real cop out answer is don't be an idiot. Okay, fair enough. So, so the other. Oh my goodness, can I get a picture that's not that crunchy? We're just going to Google Images. Film the PC on fire for good content. Force the PC to film itself burning. So the last Beretta product I wish they would give me the GLX. I want the Beretta launcher. Stop. Stop blocking my request. I just want to look at your pictures. Yeah, so their launcher. It looks super cool. They make it in 40 millimeter for militaries and stuff. But I want them to make this in 36 millimeter so I can have it without having to do destructive device nonsense. So I think Beretta should make the GLX in 36 millimeter for civilian sales. I'd buy one. Force the PC to film itself like an immolation snuff film. Like a what? I'm already gonna force it to record me building its replacement. So that's already gonna happen. Pack the old PC with as much tannerite as it can fit. Send her out with a bang. But there's still parts I think I can salvage from it. Like it's still got a 1070 in there. I can probably resell for I don't know however much 1070s are selling for now used. 170. I don't know how much they're selling for now. Yeah, look at that. That's money. $20. $20. A self-deprecated cuckold film. What? Cannibalize, then explode it. Maybe. Yeah. 1070s, they're going for $100 or a little more. I might be able to save some other parts from. Yeah, and probably not. Probably probably that's the only thing I can save. Unless anybody wanna anybody wanna buy a computer? It works real well. It Oh, I could probably save the RAM. I think the RAM is working fine. It's mostly the CPU and the memory that are currently struggling. It's got good RAM in it. Yep. Free. Use it as a stream PC. Give it a capture card. But it would still need to processor. I don't know. If I can, hmm, if I can save it for not too much more money, maybe, maybe. I don't know anything about dual PC stream setups. Although if I did go with a capture card and a stream PC, I could probably also do things like bust out my old like PlayStation 1, do stuff like that. That might be interesting, maybe. It would depend on whether or not this computer can be saved, which is a little ambiguous at the moment. Although usually what people do for the stream, usually the streaming PC, at least from what I know, like so you've got your PC you do all your games and whatnot on, and stream PC. Usually your stream PC is the super tanky, super beefy PC because the whole like the stream encoding and stuff is a lot more processor intensive. Set it aside as is, use it for streaming. You can clearly run OBS. I mean, it can. Um, Although the stream is not, it is barely doing what it is doing now. Um, so I'm currently, I don't have any of my kind of like peripheral programs running. So I don't have like my stream deck or anything going right now. I didn't think that it was gonna be able to do Spotify with this stream, which it seems like it might not be doing Spotify, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, I can see that it is not working. Uh, Hold on. I fixed that earlier. Let's see if I can fix it again. Haha. Haha. There you go. To its credit, Spotify is much more demanding than I'd expect. You're right, because I would expect it to do almost nothing. But we are pretty much stuck with this playlist that I have downloaded. We're not streaming music right now through Spotify. We are simply playing the downloaded music. Yeah, my task manager currently uh there's a lot of red and orange uh which is not particularly wonderful. I guess everything except network somehow. I don't know why network is it. My network is currently at 1%. which I don't quite understand since I am literally live streaming. So I don't know how it managed that one. But everything else is running at pretty high percentages. I guess I don't know. I've run out of things to talk about. Anyone got any conversation topics? I guess I've been streaming for definitely less than an hour. Stream definitely did not die earlier. That definitely did not happen. It may have. It happened. Stream died like, I don't know, 20 minutes in. Tell us about my coding days, please. Oh, back when I was forking money over to institutionalized education. Yeah, at one point, I was going to be a coder. I do still have some skills that come in handy every now and then. There was a peaceful protest at your school where a bunch of people were arrested for just abiding by the laws. And yeah, you know all those totalitarian police just out here arresting people for fun. I'm sure that nobody did anything wrong at all. Teaches my secrets, Mr. Hackerman. I don't have many secrets. If you want to code, uh, almost everything can be done with if then statements. If you're willing to be OCD and autistic enough. So you can use, I don't know, my entire time doing programming. Almost everything I did was an if statement or a for loop. So most of the stuff I learned was in C++, um, because that was what the curriculum was. So, you know, I I could have learned how to finesse the programming. Instead, instead of doing that, I would make just massive walls of nested if then statements to do anything I wanted. Because apparently I hated myself. So there you go. There's the secret. If you want to do programming, if then statements and for loops. You don't need anything else. And I guess what's my favorite Linux syn call? I never really got into Linux. I don't know much about it. I did all of my programming in C++ in Windows because I am lazy. I did set up I set up a computer at one point to dual boot Windows and Linux, and then literally never used Linux. So I don't Linux is dumb. Linux is for people who are computer hipsters. It's all about Windows, even though Windows has its problems. Yeah, I don't know. From what I have gathered, having a degree in computer science is only barely, and I do mean barely, more beneficial than just being a self-taught programmer because companies don't much care about your piece of paper that you paid $60,000 for. Companies just want to know that you're able to perform. So if you can show up to an interview and just be able to do things and not have a degree, you're just as likely to get the job as someone who has the degree. They're thinking of making Windows a service, like a subscription service. Everyone's saying that now. And if that happens, Windows will feel significant financial uh, consequences, I'm sure. Because unless both Windows and Mac OS, even though I don't like Mac OS, even though they're both there, I would rather use Mac OS than subscription Windows. And Mac OS is gross. I feel like the only version of Windows that they might be able to do subscription is the Windows for Business. That's the only one they might be able to get away with. They already shifted MS Office to subscription, despite being a standard feature for 30 years. They did, and I no longer use it. I can do everything I need Microsoft Office for just as well in Google Docs or Google Slides, and it's much more convenient because it's already in my Google Drive and I can access it from every device instantaneously. So, really, what Windows did by making Microsoft Office Suite subscription is convince me how subpar it was in the first place. And no, I'm not using Microsoft OneDrive. That's disgusting. Yeah, I think for Microsoft Office, there are still ways to get it for free. Like if you say you're a student, then I think you can get it for free. Some other things as well. But and oh, you want a fun life hack. Uh if you want a certain benefit from some company, usually an online company, uh for example, if you want Amazon Prime for students, which is cheaper, they require you to have a .edu email to verify you're a student, right? To get a .edu email, all you have to do is find your local community college and apply. Once you get accepted, you get the .edu email. You don't have to sign up for any classes. You just have to get accepted. And then you get a .edu email. And and then you can get all your .edu email benefits. Um, so there you go. Life hack. Car manufacturers are looking to move vehicle features to subscription. Heated seats, radio, not satellite, even cruise control. Good luck. All that is going to do is cause people to basically jailbreak their cars. that's that's what's going to happen. I think I saw Tesla was thinking about that, but yeah, it's your car. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that one is particularly lucrative for the companies either, because you also, if you're going to do that, that means that you are just going to be selling one model of car. It's just you're going to have it outfitted with all the features. And car companies really like charging extra money for the car to have the extra features. And so their options are just for originally selling the car, they can either raise the price of the car to compensate for now having to add everything to all cars, or take a hit um, and just sell them all for lower because all of your stuff is going to be paid subscription to activate. And what that's going to do to car companies is uh, convince people very quickly to buy a car from a different company. That's what's going to happen. Um, because aside from the people out there who are just absolutely just die-hard fans of some car brand, which I don't understand personally, but there are those people. People are just going to go to a different car brand. Like there's enough companies out there making cars that you can just choose a different one. Like it's not like we have the government mandated car manufacturer and you will buy one of these. Just choose a different one. I don't know. It's one of those things that just is not going to go well. Corporations want you to own nothing. It's already how it is with video games and Windows. What you've purchased It's just a license, not product itself. Yeah. I mean, video games, it's a little different than a car because a video game is in purely a leisure, right? And a video game is a digital thing anyways. Like even if you have a hard copy of a disc, you still use it digitally. And I don't know, once like yeah, if you buy a Steam game, you don't have the hard digital copy, but you can still download it and effectively have the hard copy. It's just permanently on your hard drive, right? And you can take your computer offline, hike out into the woods, set up your power generator, and play Lego Star Wars on your product code game, even though you don't have a hard copy. Like an online game, a little different, but like you don't have the disc for most modern games, at least on the computer. I don't know about consoles, but I could download my Steam library. Well, theoretically, on my current computer, it would probably take months. Um, but you could download your Steam library and then just take the computer offline, and you have access to those games until your hard drive fails. Like it's technically not a hard copy, but effectively it is. And online games again work a little differently because you have to be online to actually be able to play the game past the menus. But yeah, there have been subscription online games for a long time, like World of Warcraft. Let's see, what was it? EverQuest. That one doesn't exist anymore, I don't think. But subscription online stuff, like multiplayer, has been around for a long time. So I don't know. That one's not new. But having an actual disc copy of something. I think the last like hard copy of a video game I bought for PC, I bought Advanced Warfare on disc. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on disc. It had like 8 discs because it was a huge game file. And so I went through all the arduous task of putting in one disc at a time and downloading the game. And when I finished, I booted up the game and they were like, "Hey, we know you've got the game, but there's an update." And so even though I have the discs, I have the hard copy of Advanced Warfare. It's not updated. Like it didn't go and rewrite the discs. It just updated what I had already downloaded on my computer from the discs. So I don't know. The whole hard copy of video games, I don't really care. Now, subscription based car, let's get that out of here. No, I will not do a subscription based car. And I think a vast majority of the population thinks that way. Now, if somebody made some subscription based high end luxury car, are there some rich people who would probably go and buy their subscription based car and then pay the monthly fee for, I don't know, HD audio and air conditioned seats and whatever else, probably. But I don't think it would be a very good move for a car company. Because even if the company only did that with a select few models, it would severely, severely sour the general, I don't know, reputation of the company. It's like there's, I don't know, just ramblings of an anime boy on the internet. But there's a lot of stories of a company making one bad move and it not affecting most of the things the company did, but then just having just ridiculous, severe financial backlash from people retaliating on the rest of their stuff. Fantastic example of that recently is what was the beer company? I don't follow alcohol much. It's like Coors or Bush or something. Budweiser. Yeah, so there was the whole Budweiser thing where they ran like a handful of ads that just pissed off the vast majority of their consumers. And oh my goodness, they had just financial disasters left and right. It was bad. And if we're honest, those commercials no effect on the vast majority of their consumer base. It didn't matter at all. But the view of the consumer on the brand in general is very important. Uh, like there are other stories of that, but that is probably one of the most dramatic recent ones. But company, it is something companies have to think about. Like they can make a move somewhere that doesn't affect the rest of the business at all, but upsets their customer base and still has a significant impact on their business as a whole. And I feel like subscription based cars would be one of those things. Like if, I don't know, car company X, uh, I don't know, Ford. Let's take a big one, Ford. If Ford came out next month and they were like, "Hey, our new our new flagship truck, and the new F169, it's gonna be a subscription based truck, right? The new Ford F169. You're gonna have to pay a subscription fee for your HD audio, for your heated seats, for your GPS, for your whatever. Subscription fee for your trailer hitch attachment. I don't know. Like if Ford did that, there would be so many people, even just absolute die-hard Ford fans, that are like, you know, maybe Chevy's not that bad, you know? Like even if you could still go buy the Ford F-150, it's not the subscription-based car. The fact that the Ford F-169 existed and had this subscription base would make people go, ugh, are they going to add that to the F-150 at some point? You know? It would just sour people to the entire brand so much. And people go, oof, that Nissan truck? It's not looking so bad after all. So I don't know. It would be. I don't imagine it going well. F-169, nice. Yeah. Yeah. I can't see that working well. It wouldn't work. Kind of like uh there have been in the past. It's a bit different. There have been things. I'm gonna use guns for the example because that's what I know. That's what I that's what I know the history of. There have been in the past uh attempted pushes towards smart guns and electronically fired guns. Um, Electronically fired guns have been around. They've popped up here and there, but they have failed just miserably. Because even though electronically fired gun, they made some that were incredibly reliable. An electronically fired primer, less fouling on the gun, you know, easier to clean. Uh, Electronics, as long as the battery doesn't die, it can be more reliable than mechanical stuff. But there are some things people just like the way they are. Um, Remington, back before Remington got split up and dedged, uh, Remington developed an electronically firing gun. They put a lot of money into research and development on it. Gun absolutely tanked. Uh, Remington lost a lot of money on that project. They had a few things go wrong all around the same time. Definitely led to the downfall of Remington, but that was one of them. For you, it's concern of battery running out, wires getting broke and shorted. Yeah, I mean there are a lot of reasonable concerns for why electronic guns failed. Um, but it they have it is kind of the natural progression of guns, right? Like nearly everything has been tried. And someone's going to come up with some new mechanical feature for a gun that is the new thing. It's some old thing that's modified a little bit, right? But there are some things that technology just has a limit on, right? Even if it is incredibly good and reliable. And there are things you can do, right, to mitigate the battery running out, the shorts, and all that stuff. You'll accept electric guns when they fire electric projectiles. You got lasers, plasma guns, phasers, laser blasters. But even throughout the rest of firearms development, right? Moving from black powder, single shots to revolvers, from black powder to smokeless powder, single shots to repeating, revolvers to magazine fed, and then detachable magazine fed. All of those improvements very well accepted. Electronic firing guns, although it seems like it would be the natural progression as technology is improving, dead in the water. Like none of them have even made a dent in anything. Like hasn't worked a bit. Like every time a company makes one, all they end up doing is just dumping money down the drain. Um And uh, it just seems like with everything, there is a limit to how much people are okay with technology being able to go into it, right? And obviously, the limits for that are vastly different with different things. And so, like, guns are probably one of the most walled off things for that. Most gate kept. That's the word I'm looking for. Smartphones, not as much, right? There's a lot of technology in a smartphone, but there is a limit, right? There's a limit to how much people are, and there's obviously different limits for different people. Um, Everyone has their own personal limit for how much they're okay with their phone spying on them, right? And that limit, it has changed quite a bit in the last 10 years. Um, Fantastic example of this, Google Glass. Back when Google Glass was announced, uh, for those who don't know, Google Glass basically was a pair of glasses. It was one of the first augmented reality things, right? People threw massive fits when Google Glass for their privacy policy, right? So Google Glass, they had this wild privacy thing. What they would do, they had a camera on them, and every so often, Google Glass would just take a picture and send it to Google for, I don't know, for whatever Google does with all the information they collect. And people were like, no, we can never have that happen. And so that's a big contributor to why Google Glass failed. And here we are. Twitch ads. See me? No. Oh, okay. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. I've got important talking points to do. We'll wait for the ads here. So how's everyone's doing? How's y'all's days going? My day's been long. I had to wake up early today. I also have to wake up early tomorrow. Speaking of how people are willing for things to go, ads getting more and more in your face lately. Speaking of, yeah, absolutely. Uh, Ads everywhere. Although, with ads specifically, since we're in an ad, I feel like the the graph of ads in entertainment, like it started up here and then it went like, and now it's kind of coming back up a little again. TV, um, back when back when your entertainment was TV, um, and that's what you got. Back when TV existed, before all these subscription services, you would get like 15 minutes of a show and then like 3 or 4 minutes of ads, and then another 15 minutes of show, and then 3 or 4 minutes of ads, and then the last part of your show. So ads are definitely getting more in your face again, but that is after a significant just ads being dead in the water for a while. There was a big dead space for ads between live TV being the primary source of entertainment, and then subscription services and VCR and recordings and stuff took over. And then now they're finally figuring out how to put ads and things again. So, yeah, ads are more in your face, but they used to be even more in your face. So, I think it's much more acceptable for free services. Cable and Netflix having ads is ridiculous. Yeah, Netflix having ads is dumb, but they're just seeing what they can get away with. Netflix is on the way downhill. Netflix is kind of getting aboard the struggle bus. Yeah, so privacy, right? Google Glass. Um, One of the big reasons they failed was their privacy policy. Um, Google Glass had a camera on it. It would take pictures. You've been free from Twitch ad jail. Perfect timing. We're just getting back into it. So Google Glass. uh, they had a big privacy policy thing. It was a big deal back then. Um, Google Glass would just take a picture every now and then, um, and send it, storage it in Google, right? And this was a big deal back when Google Glass was uh, being released, and it led to the death of Google Glass. People were like, "My privacy is being invaded." They're taking they have pictures. This is unacceptable. And now here we are today. uh, Everybody has all of their everything, all the pictures from their phone backed up on Google Cloud Services or Apple Cloud Services, which I'm pretty sure is under a Google subsidiary. Don't quote me on that. So just the progression or maybe regression of people being of where people draw the line for where their privacy is. Um, what is it? We've got the who has the new augmented goggles? Is that Apple? I think the privacy policy wild. There basically is not one. Whereas 10 years ago, people were complaining that Google Glass would take a picture every now and then. um, Whereas now your location always being tracked through your phone. Um, Everybody's got all their information backed up on some cloud service. Like data privacy, a thing of the past. It's not real. Um, yeah, it's wild. It's wild what people have grown accustomed to, myself included. I'm not going to pretend it's not myself included in that, but not coincidentally. Remember the term spyware? Remember how nobody says that anymore? Yeah. So spyware, wiretaps, a little bit more on the meme side, but there was a meme I saw a few days ago. It was actually a profound meme. It was like 15 years ago. It was like, oh, I better be careful. I don't want to do anything weird, or the FBI is gonna wiretap my phone. And whereas now, got someone picking up the phone like, "Hello, FBI agent. I had a question about this recipe." Like it's society has gone from doing everything they can to avoid the spyware, uh, the infringing on your personal life, to just it is an accepted, if not expected, just part of having technology. Um, the term spyware very dead. Uh, it doesn't mean that the stuff still doesn't exist, because almost every app you download on your phone is collecting some kind of information. Everything you've got on your computer is collecting something. Like there used to be a big push to on your browser to go through all the cookies that different websites had on your browser. to be sure that they were all okay. Now tell me, when is the last time you went into your browser and went through all the cookies that different websites put in your browser? Uh, you don't know when the last time was you did that? It's because people don't care anymore. Project Mockingbird, control the language, you control thoughts, and you control society. True. Good old 1984 stuff. All, never, a bunch within the month. Really? You've gone through and cleaned out your cookies? Interesting. You definitely are the minority. A week ago, man, look at you guys. Look at you guys. Look at you guys caring about your privacy. Wow, I'm so proud of you. You use Arch, by the way. I I'm not familiar with Arch. I know it's a uh, they do like anti-malware and stuff, right? Yeah, so I guess 1984. Arch is a distro of Linux. Oh, okay. Yeah, Linux users generally care about their privacy enough to actually do something about it. I'll give that. That's yeah. That's why people use Linux a lot of the time. So the controlling language, controlling thoughts reminded me of 1984. I was thinking about um partly what got me thinking about it was because what my computer can do right now is stream and only stream. I was thinking about doing like maybe starting like a weekly like reading stream, uh, reading Rainbow with the X count, um, and read the books I like on stream, like 1984, Fahrenheit 451. You know the good ones, all the all the based books that schools are trying to ban. Um, so if I don't know whether or not you think that's interesting, I may or may not do it. If it is something you want me to do, people wanting me to do it, it does make it more likely that I do it. You're absolutely sadly in the minority there. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I should care more about my data privacy. But you know, it's just so hard to, right? I'm so lazy, and protecting your data is a lot of work. X count book reading ASMR. Okay, maybe not ASMR, but just chill book reading. We get to discover the illiteracy of VTubers. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a lot of those books that I like. Uh, 1984. I haven't read it in a long time. I need to reread it, but I remember that book being fantastic. Um, I do remember it being a little spicy at times. Uh, part of the reason I like it, I'll be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard in the sense of barrier to entry. Once you start, though, as easy as everything else, more or less. Yeah, the barrier of entry is where you lose me, though. X count reading rainbow session. Let's go. Yeah. weekly weekly story time. We can read declassified government documents in 1984 and all only the best. Animal Farm was the only good required reading you got assigned in high school? I have not read that one. Um, I did. I went to. Let me tell you. I went to the most based school I know of. Like I went to a public school that assigned reading included things like 1984. We read 1984 in school as required reading. Fahrenheit 451. Um, see what other really good ones did we read? We read Frankenstein. I really liked that one. That one was not very popular with other people though. Watch the Why Flies on YouTube and react to it. Reaction content. Oh no. Maybe sometime. Um, I am currently afraid that watching a video player is going to be too much for my computer. Um, I have my task manager up on my main screen. Like I usually have like something else just to like stare at. It is currently my orange and red task manager today. Flies. Why the flies? Oh, we could read. Oh, what is it? What's the flies book? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, my brain. Lord of the Flies. That's it. Thank you. I have been struck by streamer brain. Flies, flies, and more flies. Lord of the Flies. That might be a fun one to read on stream. That one's a very interesting book. You don't know if it was curriculum because you also had a cool literature teacher, but you were in 1984, 451, Handmaid's Tale, The Road, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, other great ones. I'm dyslexic. I am not dyslexic. I got a tism though. Um, I'm not dyslexic. That does not mean that I'm not illiterate, but I'm not dyslexic. I'm just I suffer from the stupid. No, he's dyslexic though. What? It's not a real thing. I think. I think that's not a real thing. Grave of the Fireflies for a heartwarming picture book. I think you're lying to me, but I also don't know that one. What is that? This looks like a very old school manga. It also looks horribly depressing. Oh my goodness. It is also an anime. Studio Ghibli, Grave of the Fireflies. It's an anime. I don't know that one. I might have to watch it. It looks whatever the opposite of heartwarming is, though. It looks heart wrenching. There we go. You might have mixed up with Barefoot Jen. Opposite of heartwarming, foot cooling. Ah, yes. A foot cooling story by George Orwell, as where we explore the intricacies of. I need a an uppity book review to use the foot cooling phrase to describe. I don't know what barefoot gen is either. Making me look up things with feet. Japanese manga series by Keiji Nakazawa. Wow, that looks horrifying. Wait, is this like a nuclear blast? Oh my goodness. That looks awful. This looks traumatizing. Yes, yes, it is. I could tell by the melting children. Uh, it's a very heartwarming book. It's good for children of all ages. Was required reading for one of your college history classes? Nice. That's weird. Pretty cool though. That's I mean if I'm gonna do reading on stream, it has to be things that are outside of DMCA. So, things like 1984, Fahrenheit 451, that kind of stuff would be fine because it's very old. There's a lot of other things probably couldn't read. Probably couldn't read like The Hunger Games, even though that one's pretty cool. I do like the Hunger Games books. Big fan. Much better than the movies. World War Z. I I don't know how old that book is. Oh yeah. Whatever I may or may not read on stream would have to be DMCA checked. I've never read World War Z. I watched the movie, which apparently is nothing like the book. Uh it's at least 15 years for World War Z or for the DMCA stuff. World War Z is at least 15. Man, 1984 was written in 1949. It's ancient. Um, okay, so all right, so I can read on stream without express permission from the publisher. I can read anything published before 1978. I think. Wait, 1927 or earlier is public domain. Copyright protection lasts the life of the author plus 70 years. When did Orwell die? Orwell died in 1950. Ain't no way 1984 is still copyrighted, right? I don't know. That's a whole big rabbit hole I would have to look down. Speaking of an ancient book, Mine Were of Trouble, memoir from a foreign fighter in the Spanish Civil War. That is very old. I don't know of that one. Mine Were of Trouble. Mine Were of Trouble. A nationalist account of the Spanish Civil War. I've never heard of that book. When was the book written? Published in 1957. Yeah, I would have to go and look into the copyright and public domain nonsense. Is 1984 public domain? No US access. Okay, is that because it was banned or all of Orwell's works are public domain in Canada and Australia? Well, I'm not in Canada or Australia. Yeah, okay, so Rosenblum holds the copyright for all works by George Orwell until 2044. Ugh, that's so dumb. I hate copyright laws. Read it anyway. I just might. No, I don't know. There's it's dumb. I'd have to go and figure out what's going on with there because it looks like from the very brief Google search that I have only just now done that it is public domain basically everywhere except the United States, which is dumb. Orwell also wrote a memoir from the opposite side, Homage to Catalonia. Interesting. Death year plus 70, thanks to Disney. Yeah, the Mickey Mouse. What's it? What do they call it? The Mickey Mouse laws or something? Mickey Mouse Protection Act. And Disney out here ruining everything for me. Yeah, so 1984 it's also public domain in all of the EU. Not in the US until 2044, thanks to the Mickey Mouse Protection Act. Yep. God, that's so dumb. Why? I hate Disney so much. They're out here ruining all my fun. The Rat Racket. Yep. I think Mickey Mouse, the original classic Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, did enter public domain, right? Finally, after forever, Steamboat Willie's public domain now. Good. I hope people just absolutely horrify Mr. Disney with it. I hope he's turning in his grave after all the nonsense this thing has caused. Time to take a day trip, courtesy of Nord Atlas Surfshark. Today's day trip is sponsored by Nord Atlas and Surfshark. We're going to visit Disney's grave, the man who gets in the way of all my plans. Banned books in the public domain. Frankenstein, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Why was that one banned? Animal Farm. Someone mentioned that earlier. Oh, reading Rainbow with the X count, where we go through the list of best banned books. Disney himself isn't to blame though. He died in 1966. Mickey Mouse Claus is 1998. Yeah, it's Disney Corporation's fault. Luckily, they're dying, or at least they're hurting a little bit because they keep trying to make woke movies that people don't watch. So hopefully they keep doing that. Maybe they do it even harder so that they die faster. As you understand, Mr. Walt Disney was pretty all right. His company, not so much. Yeah. I feel like that's how a lot of like the big companies that have been around for a long time are. Obviously not all of them, but I don't know. Like they were started by like one guy who was had like the dream, the drive, the motivation, and then they built, their little empire and they pass it on to somebody who didn't really care about the empire but cared about the money. And then we ended up with stupidness. Want a real banned book? The Camp of the Saint? Camp of the Saints. It's got a Wikipedia article. The Camp of the Saints by Jean Raspail. It's on Amazon. Um, the, the similar items uh are a little strange, make me a little concerned about this book. the things that come up with uh the similar items that you might like on Amazon under this book. We have The Strange Death of Europe, Immigration, Identity, and Islam. We have Selective Breeding, The Birth of Philosophy. We have Submission, a novel. Industrial Society and Its Future by the Unabomber, uh, by Mr. Kaczynski himself. One book. What is this book that you've suggested? What is this book you've suggested that brings up Kaczynski's book under related items? What are you adding to my search history that is getting me on yet another FBI watch list? Must be algorithm based. You got different recommendations? Nope. Big fan of it, Ted, Mr. Count, Mr. Count, former. Yeah, I'm probably gonna shoot myself in the back of the head twice tonight. So just letting you know. Well, there I go. Sorry, I had to go down this way. It was a book the media was asparaging about back in 2016. 2016. That one's probably not in public domain yet. College library. Happened to have a copy, so you borrowed and read it. Freedom of press is important. However, I believe in freedom of the press, but I support the Second Amendment. But we've got that kind of situation going on here? Seems like it. It wasn't half as extreme as they were screeching about. Of course. I mean, you gotta sensationalize things if it's on the news because the news, unfortunately, is not about news anymore. It's about getting people to click on headlines so they can make money, which is unfortunate, but it is the reality. Not Turner Diaries or anything. It was published in the 70s. Oh, and people just rediscovered it in 2016 and tried to make a big deal about it. News is about pipeline and clickbait. Exactly. Whenever I see the news, it doesn't matter which news outlet it's coming from. Like it's always some sensationalized like mundane story. It's all stupid. It still isn't something you would read on Twitch though. Is it like is there like not safe for work stuff or like I don't know, graphic depictions of violence? That is something in Twitch TOS. Not politically correct. I mean, as long as they're not like throwing around the N word or other extreme race slurs. And then, I don't know, political correctness is a farce. If it's significant, you'll be told by friends. If not, you won't. Exactly. Read it. Just replace things like the N word. Also, so it does use that one with other nouns with the same starting letter, but it also have to make sense in the sentence. Not that you recall from reading almost a decade ago. If it's a noun, grammatically, it probably would. I mean, grammatically, maybe, but there's more than just grammaticals that you have to worry about. Insert South Park. Yeah, South Park is very not politically correct. It is a disgusting show, but the whole being free from political correctness is why it became so popular. I wonder who owns the copyright for 1984. Rosenblum. Rosenblum Sellers. I don't think that's right. Gina Rosenblum Productions. That's who owns it. Maybe I'll just send them an email asking them if I can do it. Rosenblum TV. Is that it? Their website looks awful. I just want to read a 70-year-old book. 50-year-old book. 70? No, it is like a 70-year-old book. Just let me read a 70-year-old book. Oh my goodness. I hate copyright laws so much. Sure they'll be kind enough to agree. Uh, Debatable. They're probably gonna make me like want me to pay for the stuff and pay for access to it, and it'd be a huge mess. They might want me to get a subscription service to their owned copyrights, or we could just wait 20 years. Sarcasm. How dare you? I wish companies were cool and not just obsessed with making money. But they're not, unfortunately. That doesn't mean I'm not going to ask and bother somebody because they should be bothered because they're being stupid. So it will be me. It will be me to bother them. All right. What time is it? Ooh, yeah. I probably should be getting to bed here. Bother them? I will. I'm going to bother them so much. Bother them again. I'm going to bother them until they let me do it for free, just so I stop emailing them. And that, or they will just block me. I'm going to get a digital restraining order. All emails. Bother them further. No 12-hour stream. No 12-hour stream. Maybe someday for some kind of goal or something. But not today because I have work. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, I do have to actually go to a job. Gross. So, that's going to be it for today. We did quite some chatting today. Same. Yeah. Maybe someday when all my dreams are fulfilled, I can do content creation full time. Once I stop being lazy and actually like make more content and become more discoverable and that kind of stuff. But for now, we're gonna call the stream. Hopefully, the rest of my computer parts will get here soon. And once that's done, we will schedule a PC building stream. Probably until then, we're just gonna run guerrilla streams uh, whenever I am available because my work schedule is also being a little crazy right now. Have a good night. Glad you got to see your vampire friend. Yes, thank you for stopping by. Stopping by, hanging out, and chatting. We're gonna raid out. I think we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid. Hold on, if I can spell. We're gonna raid Umisagi. They are Sea Slug VTuber. For Salad Puncher, first, absolutely. First, right here at the end of the stream. No one has been here this whole time. What is this sorcery? What's sorcery? We've got a sorcerer here. Burn the witches. Burn the sorcerers. You literally just 30 seconds ago got gifted the sub to them. Umisagi. Very nice. They're pretty cool. They make some pretty base tweets. So we're gonna raid them. They're pretty cool. They're currently playing Doom 64, some old school Doom. So I thank them for stopping by, hanging out. All the way for references: Gen Dude, Fruit Salad Puncher, Majestic X Potato. Yes, I did say the X. I'll be back sometime. Maybe Friday. We do another no, do another just chatting stream. See how it goes. But thank you for hanging out today. I'm going to bed here pretty quick. So